Welcome to Glued TV, where we spotlight growing brands and unpack their stories. Today, we are joined by Moribo Creations. Mr. Evron.
AKA Nagpil.
How are you, sir?
Nyabonga.
Welcome to Glued TV.
It's nice to be here, Papa.
Yeah, it's been a while since we're trying to get hold of you.
Finally.
I see you're a very busy person.
Finally.
For those who do not know Moribo Creations, can you tell us a little bit about Moribo Creations? Who you are? Maybe you start from Evron. Who is Evron? A little bit about yourself before we go to Moribo Creations.
Oh, let me give you Evron. Evron Monaheng Schepers.
Okay.
So Bantu, sporty, grew up with a whole lot of sports, school, Simbona first, matriculated 02, 03. We very church. My family is very churchy, so I can't say that. Thank you, Mama. After the whole high school stuff, they took me to school in Johannesburg.
All right.
I went there looking for fashion designing. Oh, by the way, I actually did maths and science. My parents got crazy when I chose art over not becoming an engineer. But another thing, we went to Johannesburg. I went for fashion design. Fashion design was Wits. I went there for fashion. I wasn't taken for fashion. I was taken for clothing management.
Right.
But they're very related. They actually share a whole lot of stuff. So I wasn't feeling any bad about it because it was also no experience. But clothing management is more now about the whole management of the clothing businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't even know that there's a course called clothing management.
Yeah, every designer needs a manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just before we go to what does a clothing manager do? Just give me a little bit. It's the first time I hear of it.
Okay. Most people that know fashion is what you do, clothing. Now the management is how the actual clothing comes to you.
Okay.
There's the whole factory aspect. The factory has to be managed. There's a cutting room. There's a pattern making. There's manufacturing. So all of that has to also be coordinated within. There's somebody that actually supplies the shop. The shop gets supplied by the factory.
All right.
The designer makes the contact with the shop owners. So there's a whole process before the clothes get to actually the place they're intended to go to.
Oh, okay. Now in clothing management, I'm trying to link now what you did, which is designing. Do you also get to do a little bit of designing as a sub-course, or how does it work?
Oh, the nicest thing about clothing management is you can't manage anybody that you can't manage somebody. You can't manage if you don't know anything. So we had to also do the whole practical stuff. So as much as the fashion designers are also sewing or creating, we also do that. The fashion designers, they only have now, say, more art subjects where they actually get to draw, conceptualize, and all of those things. When they go to do those things, now we go to maybe say the whole factory setup for before the clothes actually gets in. There's a thing called the cutting room. Cutting room is where the fabric is sourced, the fabric is laid, the fabric is cut. All the things have to be planned before they actually go to now being sewn and be put together.
So would you say doing clothing management was more of a blessing because you got to get experience in this aspect and this other experience?
Definitely, because when I didn't even know there was a clothing management when I left the site, but when I got that side, I actually felt clothing management was the best. Most people actually think clothing comes from drawing. When I got there, I got taught clothing comes from pattern making. That's actually where you make the clothes. So this drawing is just now you articulating what you've seen from the drawing and now putting it to the patterns. But if you're good with patterns, you don't even need to know how to draw.
That was the other thing I wanted to. I was been asking myself. I was watching even your profile there, where you drew. I'm not sure if it's you who drew that.
Okay.
But let's say I want to do this design and I cannot draw. Do you get to be taught how to draw and stuff, or what is the process in there?
Yeah, we also do have lessons in terms of just how to articulate what the customer wants. There's a drawing class, and there's also a computer drawing CAT, because technology is very big right now, so they had to teach us both processes in terms of this is how you do it if you don't have the fancy machines. Now if you have the fancy machines, this is how you go about it with the whole machine stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we do also drawing. The only difference between management and fashion is just they have more art classes. They have maybe something like close to like 3 or 4 more art classes that they just focus on, because now there's both still drawing that they also have to pick up. So when they're ever doing that, now they're pushing us now closer us to the whole now factory setup, because that's actually where everything happens.
All right.
In terms of clothing.
Okay. Now you did your course, I assume maybe 3 years or 4 years, or how long it took?
It's actually 3 years.
Okay.
But within the 3 years, you also have to have experiential training, that you have to work somewhere, because theory is nice, but experience is everything.
And for you, where did you do your experience?
The first place that I went for my experience was a company doing clothing for hospitals.
All right.
Yeah, they used to do bed sheets, linens, and all of those things. So I did that. I worked there for like a year. After working there for a year, I actually now understood, because now that was now the full introduction for me inside the whole clothing aspect. Because now when I went that side, now I got to understand this is where things start, this is where things end. And if you were a clothing manager, they first hired me in a cutting room.
All right.
Because I also had a cutting room classes in the school that I was in. So I first started with cutting room. After doing cutting room, we had to now do CAT designing on the computers, just to make sure that the patterns comes out looking properly. After that, I was fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time. My seniors were actually branching out. They were establishing their own companies.
All right.
So when I was there, I also had my own style, stuff that I also could do, because we all have sewing. So I did sew. A couple of people liked what I had. They asked me to make for them. I did make for them. I didn't even see it as a business. My seniors, they're the ones that now showed me, hey, this is actually serious now. Because they actually had their own studios.
Oh, okay.
The first senior that I went for was Earthquake, John Setole.
All right.
Oh, John Setole was amazing. He actually won some TV, I think it was Surf of something. It's a washing powder thing. He won that thing. It was playing on ETV.
I think I remember.
Yeah,
that,
he won like
yes.
100,000 there. Not even long from there, he also won another challenge. And the nicest thing is, I was actually working for him when he was doing all of those things. He even also had All Star supporting him.
Okay.
The All Star used to land up in the studio, bring a whole lot of boxes, just drop them off, because he was one of their people. The craziest thing that guy did, he chopped all of the All Stars up. He gave everybody one pair. He took 2 for himself. He chopped them all up. We didn't understand what he was doing. He actually made a range for All Star from those shoes that he did, and he won again. Wow. So, creativity is very big. That's why I was fortunate enough to be in the right spaces. I also even did Fashion Week with John Setole. Right. So, wherever he's at, Thank you, Baba.
Now, before we move over to Moribo Creation, I just wanted to check, since you mentioned you did maths and science at school, but your love for art, where does your love for art come from, instead of going for being an engineer or whatever? Where did that come from?
I'd say grade 11. That's where it actually came from. Because I always knew one thing: I hate uniform. I don't like looking like everybody else. I couldn't wait to just jump out of my uniform and start becoming me. That was always me. There's a thing now that they call those during the casual days. Yeah, casual days. I always used to do a little bit of extra stuff that you can't see people wearing. So that's actually now where the connection between me and the clothing concept started linking up.
All right.
When grade 11 was nearing to the end, I told my parents, hey, this engineering stuff must now just wait a little bit. So that's where everything started for me. But for anybody to actually be accepted, you had to know how to create something, because there's now entrance exam. That the whole entrance exam got called in. You had to actually come with a garment that you've made already. You can't teach somebody art. They have to have it within them. The teacher's job is to enhance whatever the individual comes with. So everybody had to have that. So that's where the entrance exam had to just now say, Hore, do you have it or don't you have it? That's actually where they found out I didn't have the fashion concept. I had to go to the management concept because it was still within the same borders.
So with the design, where did you go? When you were in high school, did you do some of your own stuff?
I always reconstructed my things. I never liked just receiving whatever that I found. So I always had to just put me on whatever items that I had. Also, people like to say, help me with this, help me with that. When I was doing it, I actually found out there's actually a career in this. And this is where I get happy when I'm doing. So I didn't actually have a choice to follow this. But my mom actually wanted me to become a priest. Story for another day.
Now, lastly, before we go to Moribo, you said you had your own stuff. Did you have your own machines, or were you borrowing it from someone, or what was happening?
Anybody that starts, I'd like to think you don't have anything. You have to now start having. So I had to identify within my neighborhood who's doing this, who can help me for me to get to where I wanted to. There was a lady that was doing this, so I went to her, explained to her what I required. Fortunately enough, she helped me with it. After helping me with it, I had to go to do the interview, write the test, draw some stuff that had to be drawn there. But that's where, in fact, in life, everybody needs help. So yeah, I was helped coming up. So that's why I'm also passionate about helping others as well.
That's nice. Now you were done with your internship with the gentleman who was doing All Stars and all of that.
John Sithole. Earthquake. His brand was actually Earthquake, or he's still Earthquake.
All right. Okay.
There's also another one that I also worked with, Tsepo, Broken Storm.
Okay.
There was a lot of seniors actually that had their own brands. So I was fortunate enough because I could travel from this one to the other one. Right. And anybody that doesn't know people, you have to now stand in the queue to get to the front, because now these people, we know each other for a couple of years. I automatically already got in because they also know my work. So it made everything just easier for me to transition into that.
So I assume all of that was in Joburg, is that correct?
Yeah, I actually went to Joburg. Everything of mine happened in Joburg. Even my first studio also was in Joburg. And the studio that I had, it was me and the other students that we also had just after grading. We actually, other people also fell for the name, and we also have the same thing we have. We also have the customers that also like our stuff. So we decided to come together. There was 4 designers. We came together. We booked a studio. We organized some machines there. We worked there. We were serving our customers from that spot. So while everybody was doing that, it just became more natural to do. So we didn't have a choice. I'm sure everybody's still doing the same thing because it was our calling. You can't run away from who you are.
No, that's true. Now, from that studio, I just want to say the transition now from being in Joburg to where you are now currently in the Northern Cape. You know, how did that happen? Or most people will also say there are more opportunities that side more than here. I just want to check that transition from moving from Joburg and establishing your own studio here now in the Northern Cape?
Firstly, I'd say this: in Joburg, everything is a bit easier for it to happen. You live with these celebrities. You live with these shoots everywhere. It's happening. So yes, I was supposed to be studying. They asked me to study in Cape Town. My brothers went to Cape Town, both of them. I'm the only one that decided Joburg because I was going for fashion. I believed fashion is in Joburg. TV, where the TV is at, that's where we need to be at. So I came to Joburg. I got to mingle with all of those people. So it was also, that's why the experience was just perfect when it happened, because I never had to go outside of my skin to acquire what I had. Everything kind of like called me, because after the whole factory, I went to John. After John, I went to this guy. Oh, what people actually don't understand is when I was doing these things for my friends or my elders in school, I was actually volunteering. So whenever these youngins right now have to volunteer, hey, they have a serious concept about not volunteering. That 2, 3 years or 4 years that I did volunteering, I'm still doing it right now. It's actually my life. So those 4 years that I did, that people didn't see the value in it, it's still paying off right now. So whenever you have an opportunity to just learn, please be a sponge, just absorb that thing, because you never know how much actually that's important for you to go.
Now take us through that process now of you decide to start now Moribo Creations now.
Oh, Moribo actually started in 2012 or 13, but actually 13. The first label that came out was Nagpil.
Okay.
Yeah, Nagpil is the first. Nagpil is actually meant more for streetwear. So that's where Nagpil started. Nagpil was there. Nagpil was registered in 2009. We did Nagpil in Joburg for a couple of, I think I did it for 2 years. After 2 years, everything was happening, but the trick about Joburg is Joburg needs a lot of lubrication. Since you don't have any, I had to look around and understand what, hey, I'm disadvantaged. Yeah. As hard as I want to be, because of there's these big designers, David Khaled and the works. You go to them, they want to see your work.
Okay.
You show them their work, they explore your work, they get famous for your work, but you still stay down there. So I just felt, I've seen a lot of people get exploited on, so let me know, move that direction. I came to Kimberley just for positioning.
All right.
To make sure that I get the right, maybe like money for the brand to be able to exist. Studio. Even when I came this side, the first thing I did is I looked for a studio. My first studio in Kimberley was in Ipopeng.
Okay.
Fab Lab. I went to Fab Lab just after the World Cup. I came back to Kimberley just after the World Cup. Sorry on that, nah? 2011, I came back. I had a studio in Ipopeng. I did the studio for a year. Chala Ulana was opening up. I don't live far from Chala Ulana, so I've been asking, please, when is this spot opening up? So when Chala Ulana opened up, I went for an interview, showed them my work. Fortunately enough, they received me. I was actually one of the first people that opened that place also.
All right.
So that's how I came to Chala Ulana. Chala Ulana base customers, the customers that actually loved me or received me, the first ones, matriculants.
Okay.
First suits, these guys, their first suits, they came to me because I actually understood their language. I could speak with them, we could understand each other. So it was easy for me to give them their first suits. The first suits, they were very big. Oh, boys, they were my slaves, by the way. But I'm happy because I helped them grow up. Right now, they are responsible people in life. So Those are the people that actually started doing my thing. So the whole of the high schools, they always came for me whenever they're looking for stuff. The nicest thing about me is you could come to me with a picture of what you like. I sit down with you, come up with a concept. I ask you, are you sure this is what you want? Don't you think this and this could do? So it wasn't just one person coming through. It was like ideas coming together. So whatever they came up with when they came in, they left with something different. But what they left with was what they actually came for. Because everybody left happy. They could tell me what they were looking for. I could understand. I could put it on paper to say, okay, this is how you want it to happen. The fittings happened. So that's how we started with the whole stuff. My second breakaway that came in Kimberley that I did was my manager, the manager at the SMME, the first manager, Len Magot, took me to the beers.
Okay.
Yeah, she like said, your customers, give me your customers. I gave her my customers. Where's big business? I didn't have any. So she took me to the beers, called them, said, hey, interview, we coming. Went that side, I pitched. I was a service provider. They took me as a service provider. I did it for a couple of years. The only thing that I didn't like is we were never given big opportunities whenever you're working for these big companies. Everything, these 10-year months, that's where you are at. But maybe it's also for testing you whether you can manage all of this. So I did the beers for something like 3 to 4 years. Happy with the beers. The beers wasn't a problem. The beers switched names. They had to, or they left.
All right.
Ikapa came in. When Ikapa came in, there was a transition. The managers of Ikapa actually wanted me to continue with the process that I was doing with the beers. Okay. Service providers, I don't know what happened there. There was a whole lot of tangling happening there. I stopped manufacturing for the beers. My third big break that I also came up with is Sasa.
All right.
Did for whole Sasa school uniforms. That's actually now where Moribo started finding its feet. Nagpil is more for the streets, for fashion, for corporate. But now Moribo is actually now uniforms.
Okay.
You do uniforms. Corporate also wants uniforms. Like now, nothing fancy, just standard items that you're looking for. So that's now when we started. Now Moribo got bond. Moribo, I'm actually just a director with Moribo. There's 4 other directors.
All right.
Because now it's a cooperative. Cooperative has to have 5 directors.
Okay.
The reason we went for cooperatives is because they actually had better opportunities in terms of now receiving business.
Yeah.
That's actually the reason also. That's actually why maybe Sasa laughed us, because it wasn't just one individual that they were dealing with. It was a couple of individuals aligned to all serve one purpose. So that's when now the whole Sasa thing came up.
Now, in terms of challenges, I hear you speak about maybe these are some of the Nagpil items that we're having here on the background here.
Definitely, definitely.
Some of the challenges that you experience as Moribo or Nagpil, and someone might ask a question if why don't you pitch, let's say, to Woolworths or Jet or whatever, then we can see some of your products, at these big stores and stuff.
Okay. The first thing, the challenges that I'd say that we had to face first, I'd first start with the black challenge. Previously disadvantaged. Hey, it still exists there. Some of us, at least, we were fortunate to go to school. Hey, these other ones, they don't want to go to school. I don't know how they are going to learn to find balance in their life. Hey, Nefsa. Thank you, Nefsa. So that's how all of us actually started this, because now we have to now have this skill. The money challenge, we had to solve how to deal with the money challenge. Got the school papers, at least the school papers, we had to pay the loans back. Okay, we did all of that. After now that, your place, studio, even getting a studio, having machinery, everything actually boils down to the money factor. So the money thing was also a big thing. So the nicest thing is now when I was still working for the other company, I actually got to save up some money to buy my own machines.
All right.
So while I had my own machine now, I can actually make my own money. Every time I'm broke, I just go sit in front of a machine and just go. Afterwards, the customer comes, it pays me. So I actually learned at a young age what I wanted to do. I was lucky in terms of doing that. Also learned how to make money. Part of the reason I actually believe training is very important. Skilling yourself. Money is actually a plant. It's something that you actually have to water, take care of, and it comes back to you. This money concept, they teach us in school, or this is how money experience. You work for your money, you plant your money comes back to you. You have to invest in whatever that you want your money to become, and your money will come back at it. Spending money is also another topic.
But how now the other question, which is why don't you approach these big brands so that some of your clothing line can be in there, or what has been the challenges that you are not yet there?
Firstly, most of these big retailers, Kitty Change Stores, Edgar's, Bomang, all of these things, the main big stores, the headquarters, Cape Town. You have to go to Cape Town, go to Pitch. While I'm still looking at, there was a shop that got me really, really wanting to be part of that. YDE.
Okay.
I saw YDE. I loved YDE's concept. I wanted to jump onto YDE's concept. Applied for them. Never got the response that was favorable for me. But along the years, a couple of my friends actually came to me and asked me, what do you want to do with this? Don't you want to serve maybe small customers and make your things maybe just for these 50 items maybe? It's a nice thing, but I've never seen me in that space. I've always seen myself in a bigger space in terms of like shops, supplying a lot of shops, even exporting my products outside of the country. So I never see myself in terms of just doing limited editions, even though my customers are limited. But I had to try and break from the whole limited concept. So we came up with nice items. We did them. We also partnered ourselves with entities that were busy doing the same thing, like Bongeda, Arts and Culture. So there was these events that they normally happens. They take us out. We go exhibit outside of Kimberley to shop owners that are looking for new stuff. They took us to Joburg. There's a shop called Big Blue. Oh, the lady is very lovely there. Hey? Came up to me. She liked my stuff. She actually wanted something like close to like 7 styles. 7 styles is major. Just one, you happy.
Okay.
When it comes
for someone who, sorry to cut you, for someone who does not know what is 7 stars, for a layman like me, what is 7 stars? Let's say this is the jean.
Yeah.
So 7 stars of this same jean.
This is one.
Okay.
A full item is one style.
Okay.
So if they have one style, now they come tell you, hey, I have something close to like maybe 150 stores. I think they had 140 or something like that. This is the stores that we have. And if we have these stores, I can't just put your products in one store. They have to be in all of the stores. So this one item, I'm going to need something like 300 of the same item, of just the style. And if I'm looking for the other style, so it's 300 for this, 300 for that, 300 for that. Obviously different sizes. If you have colors also, you can even maybe put different colors in terms of that. But it was 300 of each. When I went back, I actually told the lady, oh, what you talking is very big. Can I please not talk to you right now? Business card. Give me your business card. Say, let's communicate somewhere next week. I'll come back to Joburg again. I'll come back to Joburg just to come meet up with you. I'll bring your styles and we'll see how can we go forward with that. So went back. She told me exactly the same things. These are the stuff that I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. My stores, all of my stores needs to be supplied. These are my terms and conditions when I'm supplying you. Not other stores have to have this. If this is, I'm in Mall of Africa, your clothes must just be found. Your Nagpil must just be in my shop. Right. It can't be in other stores. It wasn't a bad deal. So the 7 styles was something close to 1 million and something. Privilege, disadvantage, we don't have that. It was nice. I actually asked the lady, instead of 7, let's lower the number. Let's like a little bit, just for me to get comfortable in the whole supplying back and forth stuff. Yeah. We decided on 3 styles, or actually 2, somewhere there. I went back, I did the whole quotation stuff. The quotation was close to, I think, 250,000. Right. And it's just for production costs, for making the items and taking them to the shop. All right. So if it's a 250,000, it means the profit also is going to be 250,000. So it's still nice. Money. It's still not bad. And if my things get sold in 1 month, so it means I can actually make 250,000 every month. It depends now on how fast my things move off the shelf. My styles were very new. The public was very hungry for what I was serving. My only problem was now raising the money. We ran around.
So what happened to the deal? Did you ultimately get it, or did it fail?
I had to put the deal on ice because it didn't move the direction I was going for. The shop that I was working with, they said, no, it's fine. We've dealt with people that actually can't pay for their styles. We can help you to make more of your items, but if we help you, you can only get something close to like a 30,000 or 40,000. I don't know, my problem is 40,000 from 250. The difference is too much. Let me go look for this money on my own so that I can be able to actually reap the benefits of me doing this. Just for me not to have that assistance again. So sometimes to overproject is also not so nice.
So you never got the money. In terms of these platforms like Bositfa, even now these private institutions, if you have a PO, you are able to go and borrow money against that PO, then they charge a certain percentage.
I'm fortunate enough to also know that process because I'm doing now the uniform stuff. The uniform stuff is also like you get large quantities for you to go through. You struggle getting that money. The nicest one that came through was Tole Consultants, because Tole Consultants you could actually pay something close to like 5% of the 5% profit of the money that you borrowed. The bank, it's on another level. I think the closest one that was there was NEF. NEF is also nice, but NEF was on 13%. So between 13% and 5%, everybody would go for 5%. So this is very manageable. So I did that. But now the problem with this is the process of for the money to come to you. It takes them for the committee to sit. Most probably they sit once a month. My delivery pace is 2 weeks. So I'm behind because now the committee still has to sit. I write a nice letter, email it, I'm going to be slightly a bit late based on this and this and this. The company says, okay, now we agree, it's fine. You'll bring us that. It goes to Tole. Now when it comes back, there's still other complications, or the money to come be released from that side to you. It's another process. So it couldn't work for me like that because of the trick about working with these people is how fast you can actually
get the money.
Not even the money, give them the products.
Okay.
How fast can you give them the products? Because now the products needs to be in the market. The market needs to be consuming your products. So this thing here, you're delaying. It's not so working for the concept of fast. Everything
so for fast. The government entities which are listening to this podcast, what would you advise for them? those bureaucratic, steps that needs to be gone through, what would be your advice to them? Maybe if they are listening, they can improve on that.
Firstly, I'd say, hey, red tape, Batu. Let's just please have a proper look at this thing called red tape. Red tape, it's nice because you need to understand who you're giving money to and how. But hey, it's doing more than just that now to us, because now it's delaying everything. You can't even jump as high you're supposed to jump. So let just the red tape be looked at. And please make sure banks are not for us. That's one thing I've actually realized. If you're doing business, banks are not for us. Worse if you have skin color problems. So there should be entities actually just specifically made to serve this community of ours whenever they have these big challenges that they need to serve, for them not to be jumping over a lot of things and actually just supply these big people. So the only problem is just that right now, if you can just fix the whole processes, I believe everything would move slightly but fast. I don't know. And there's another thing called also corruption. Corruption. We service providing for these people. Other service providers, they receive money, but they also want some. So if you used to running business like this and these people come, we rather not do business because now we feel like we're shooting ourselves in the foot. So it also takes us steps back because now everybody feels like you were here already. Why did you go back? You should have just kept on running, but we couldn't run because of the environment wasn't conducive for us. We had to go back, go fix stuff, make sure whatever that we want should move accordingly. And the other problem also is big companies don't give you business. They give business to big companies for big companies to subcontract you. And when you get subcontracted, you don't actually get the right amount that you're supposed to be getting. There was a time I had close to like 11 staff members. It was nice, the company was working nice, but the only problem is we couldn't see the profits because every time we had to just work to pay the salaries, pay your rents, pay whatever that had to be done. But in terms of now having extra for you to actually see that the business now needs to move, we couldn't move like that because of these challenges that were placed before us.
Right. Now, just before we wrap up, I still have to communicate it with my colleagues who answer them. We want to invite these institutions, especially these financial institutions, so that they can also come and explain their processes and how can they improve what you are just elaborated on. Now, in terms of lastly, there are many other businesses who are doing what you are doing. What is your unique selling point? How are you different from these other businesses? Why should people come to buy Nagpil?
My aspect, I would say this. I've learned to separate myself from everybody else. I try to be slightly, but just more unique. But if you go more unique, it just means your items actually can't be at a lower price because now you're trying extra stuff. It has to be slightly bit up. So we take time in doing what we do. We look at the market. As much as the market is doing this thing, we will try and tweak it. We won't give the market exactly what it's receiving from everybody else because they would go to everybody else. So every time it comes to us, we always make sure that we give that a little bit extra so that the customers may know that this is from us. Even if you see our items wherever, you would know this is us because we make sure that we stand out from everybody else. But I'd also say, as much as you're looking for big platforms, also we don't have a shop in, I'd say, the province, by the way, but let's speak about Kimberley right now. We don't have a shop of all of these local designers. If you could have a shop, most probably that would also help. So we just need tiny little things, starting points. Have a shop. Whenever people are looking for stuff, instead of them actually calling me, going to the store where we are at, they can just go to the shop, look for the items. The items are there, they get received there, And most probably, if the shop is there, we can also maybe start supplying other places because they've started seeing us in the certain shops. So that's why Kimberley, we're a bit behind. But the other thing that I'm also not liking about the province that we are in, I believe like art is not a main focus. They don't see it as what it is. Because art's supposed to be telling stories that came before us, are coming still from. So the understanding, go to Cape Town. Cape Town knows what art is. There's every corner most probably there. You can see art buildings there. You go inside, you see how the artists are respected for what they give. Kimberley doesn't still have that. Kimberley still needs to position itself also. It's not just even art, it's also sports. In fact, sports, arts and culture needs to also be reviewed in, especially the ones in the province. Everybody that's major and you want to do what you do in terms of art, you have to leave the province. You can't be major in the province. So we need to also fix that as well.
So now, where do people get you? This is your time now to sell yourself. What are you doing? What can you offer them? And when can they get you?
Offices, premises, Chala Ulana, Khalishiwe, SMME. That's where you can find us. We also Facebook, Instagram, the whole TikTok stuff. We also doing that, but the best right now that works, the office, Chala Hulana, or even telephone. 078 4276 258. 078 4276 258. Chala Ulana. So that's actually the platforms or the best place you can actually find us. And the nicest thing about us is when you come to us, we don't give you what we have. We have what we have to offer to you, but you can also say, this is how I want what I have.
All right.
And we also believe the fact that everybody's a brand. So collaborating with other companies becomes easier for us because we speak the same language already.
So on Facebook and TikTok, is it Moribo Creations or Nagpil?
Nagpil. Moribo corporate. Mostly corporate. Kidi email bano baba hase ba strata bano. So if we're talking street language, Nagpil.
All right.
Oh, what most people actually ask, what is Nagpil?
Yeah. I was about to ask you that. And can you spell Nagpil so that if they go online, then they can know how to
okay,
spell
Nagpil.
Okay.
Nagpil. Nagpil is that's who we are. Oh, the other slogans that we have is 1976.
Okay.
The whole uprising, the youth. This is me. Actually, we're not youth anymore, but we started here doing this when we were youth. So it was the youth finding their voices to speak. That's why we on the whole 1976 stuff. And my uncle actually did this before me. He actually did it in 1976. I'm actually the third generation of doing the same thing.
All right.
So there's a storyline also just behind that. But for me, the main thing, it was just the whole June thing. Since we're in June right now, what the youth actually stood for and what the youth actually have to also stand for, because right now everything is weight on top of their head. The youth don't actually have a voice anymore, so they need to also learn how to stand up, make sure that their voices are heard, because the future is actually theirs. So we can't just be happy about things happening for us. We need to participate in things that are happening.
We were still telling us, what is Nagpil?
Yeah, Nagpil is just night. People are sleeping.
Okay.
In terms of style.
All right.
My job is to wake them up.
All right.
That's where the pill comes in.
Okay.
So we just wake you up in terms of style.
Oh.
Because now we actually, clothing is a language. I don't need to tell you how I'm feeling if I have clothes on. The clothes can articulate my feelings before you say anything. If I'm feeling all formally, the outfit would show it. If I'm feeling all casual, that's why there's also that language aspect that people are also forgetting, that we now we we do great things, and because we know the language before speaking actually occurs. So if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, everything is good, or everything is great. So we try to share the feeling through clothes, and people actually live it out through their actions.
Mr. Evron, thanks for your time, sir.
Yeah, bonga baba.
I hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
We've got eating a menu, so you still need to create some stuff for me.
Yeah. Yeah. His next uniforms are coming from me. We said it on TV. Né? I'll be doing the next glute stuff, but it was a pleasure meeting everybody. Next time.
Thank you, Mr. Evron. Ladies and gentlemen, Moribo Creations, Nagpil was our guest today. If you need them, go on to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and everywhere. That's where you will find us. If you want to be profiled in this business, Glute TV, please send us an email at info@glutetv.co.za, or you can visit our TikTok, glutetvsa.co.za, Glute TV SA, also on YouTube, Glute TV SA. See you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.